All right, let me get myself on the screen. For some reason, it did not choose my new camera here, but I'll get it. There we go. Hey, there I am. Welcome to a very special, a very unique edition of POS Uncensored, where we're going to talk about 2026 and our goals for POS Uncensored, but more importantly, our goals for you, our POS Uncensored family, because we're going to do some changes. And if you didn't know, we were going to do a live one last week, and I apologize. Some things got kind of married around here because my co-host on POS Uncensored, Mr. Matt Proctor, has taken an opportunity to take a new position at Quick POS, which is a wonderful opportunity for him and for us here at PayProTec and POS Uncensored. But it means that after 7 years of doing, with a couple hiatuses of doing both, we started out just audio, and myself, Robert Kramer, and Matt Proctor sitting in my office at Keystone The Crossing here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and doing audio podcasts. I think we did 62 episodes that way. And then we transitioned in doing POS Uncensored and Matt Proctor the last 3 years. We've done about 60 more episodes on video and on YouTube here. Today is the last POS Uncensored. Now, here's the great news. It's not going away because we're going to have a new name, a new title. And right now I'm just calling it the New POS Show. And that may be what I call it next Thursday when I do an interview with Alicia Gellis from Northwest Payment Brokers about how she has been using POS to leverage growing her portfolio in the greater Northwest Seattle, Washington area. So look for that. But today I wanted to pay a little tribute to Matt Proctor, who I'd want to do an interview with him. And I actually was with him for like 3 hours last Friday, and most of our time was just spent talking, and we just didn't get it on video. And he had so many meetings to do as his last day as part of the head of the POS Pros team. So I want to kind of set the vision of what our dream is of this show. Now, because at the beginning of the day, what we want to do is make practical content about point of sale that helps PPT Nation and paymentpreneurs across the United States to better leverage point of sale, the high-end hardware and software that is servicing retail and hospitality across the U.S. to be able to help grow their portfolio. And we want to make it as easy and as simple as they can to be able to grasp, okay, how do I set up a restaurant and a quick service restaurant that needs a kiosk? How do I set up a liquor store and they need online ordering? How do I set up a grocery store that needs actual in-lane and they have a bakery and a deli and they need scales and they need customized tags and they need RFID? How do I do all those things? And we want to be able to create a place here where we're telling stories of how we're setting up merchants across the United States as partners like yourself with these point of sale. Now, what does that mean for 2026? Here is my goal for this particular show. Because sneak peek, in probably March, we're going to start a point of sale show that's just focused on restaurants. And we're going to do that together with Quick and Matt Proctor. We're going to come back. Matt and I love making content together. He's still living here in Indianapolis, though. For the next several weeks, he's in Houston at the Quick offices getting set up as he's becoming the head of all their business development. But we want to continue creating content that way. So what I want to pivot this POS show that we do on Thursdays around 1:30 every week, I want to focus on the stories of our partners and how they are seeing success, sometimes failure. And we started doing this the last quarter where we were actually interviewing our partners who are actually selling point of sale and doing it in multiple different ways, including we even did an interview with somebody who said, I don't really like selling POS. You can go find that one in there in the archives of the POS Uncensored. So as we launch this new show, what I want to do is be able to tell the stories of you, both good and bad, both, beautiful and ugly, all the things that go into selling point of sale over the next, first 3 quarters of 2026. We want to focus on telling your stories. So this is my plea. I have lined up, I think, the next 6 interviews that I'm going to do on this now unnamed POS show. So there are a couple things I'm asking for you. One, are you willing to come and tell your story? Whether you're not selling POS because you've just chosen not to, or you've seen great success, or maybe you're just in the middle and you just want to talk about it a little bit. I want you to email me at nate@payprotec.com, and let's set you up over the next quarter to be able to be part of these interviews here. All I ask is that you have at least a year of experience or more selling merchant services, and at least a few point of sale systems. If you've never tried, if you haven't, I'm not looking to convince you totally if you've never tried selling point of sale. Number two, I want to take these real stories and package them in ways that will help you actually create strategies for yourself to be successful. I think one of the things we have struggled in being all things to all people at PayProTec, which we're going to continue doing, we want to have an option and an opportunity for every type of merchant you bring us. So whether you have a hospitality or retail or e-commerce or B2B, no matter what you bring us, we want to say no deal left behind. We have a solution for you. Our solution fitting is never going away. But I think one of the things we do not as we don't always share the strategies to be able to get there for our individual partners. See, we're a sales enablement team, and we're enabling you and empowering you to sell point of sale. But at the end of the day, what we want to be able to do is make you as effective, as efficient, and as successful as possible. And to do that, we need to create some strategies and learn from each other of how you can build and grow your business. There are a lot of you, we did a great interview. This was on the office hours side of things, of our great growing content engine, where we learned specifically from Nick Korthals of Core Payments. And he said, yeah, I don't do a lot of POS. He said that we've just focused on businesses that need either card not present or simple terminal solutions. And he said, maybe we will spread into that. And I know in the last month or so, he's done a few more POS systems, but that was his focus. And one of the things that we've learned from others is they say, hey, I'm going to focus on what I love. I love bar and nightclubs, or I love working individual location restaurants, or I'm really interested in helping out clothing stores. We have a partner who's doing that. And we want to kind of drive and help you develop those strategies, because I believe one of the things to be most successful in this space, in the point of sale space in 2026, and to be competitive in a market where we have the worlds like the Toasts and we have the Lightspeeds, these proprietary products that have taken away our space, our payments, and made it all part of theirs. And so we need to compete against Square. We need to compete against Toast. We need to compete against Lightspeed. And we need to come in with a product that meets all the needs. And we want to help our partners make sure that there is no deal left behind. And I think sometimes that means that you start with not reaching out to the deals that you don't understand or don't go after, and you try to create a niche that you go after. You do that focus and you say, man, I'm going to focus on making sure that I understand small retail. Maybe it's the bodegas, the little small C-stores, convenience stores, where they have, 10,000 SKUs or less. Maybe it's, man, I worked for 10 years in grocery stores, and I worked in the back of in the warehouse, and I also worked in stocking, and I was a manager. I know grocery stores. Maybe that's what you want to go after. Maybe you have a special opportunity because you're a multilingual and you're going to go after different type of international stores. Man, that's a great niche right now, because so many of them are struggling to meet the needs, and we now have tools and opportunities for them to better streamline their businesses. And man, one of the things I just saw I was an international store that was being set up, and one of the things that they identified quickly is they were losing almost $20,000 a month to shrinkage, to stealing, to people doing. One of the biggest things is they were doing case breaks on these giant bags of rice and beans, and over half of them were not being paid for. And we can provide these services and choosing this niche, but you got to find that niche that is and find where you fit in. And I think a lot of times we just go to 30 different types of businesses and we never really learn deeply. And I think one of our best point of sale, because I love technology, and so naturally, when you put a computer in front of me, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to learn and figure out how to do this, and I'm going to learn how to program it in the back end, and then I'm going to make sure that the front screens and the buttons and everything all work together. And that's my natural temper. But some of you are not that way. Some of you are. And you want to find something that kind of excites you when you start learning about it. Man, I'm going to really learn how quick service restaurants can make a great use of kiosks, because man, Quick has a great kiosk system. Or I'm going to learn how I can use RFID, some of the episodes we talked about this with Corona and Retail Cloud and Greta all have RFID options, where I'm going to help and really learn how small and mid-sized retail could learn this. And I think if we get a little more focused on on kind of hedging ourselves into one area, we're going to see more success in 2026. And we're going to try to provide those stories as we go along through 2026. Not just hearing from me, because this will be the last time, hopefully, that it's just me on a POS show, today branded as POS Uncensored. What our hope is, and then 2026, is that we provide you the game plan, we provide you the strategy, we provide you the inspiration for you to go out and be the best point of sale salesperson that you can be, that you can learn how to connect with more POS systems than you ever had, how to turn one POS at one restaurant into referrals for 4 more, how to grow if you've only done single locations, then how to start reaching out and growing and doing multiple locations, and to learn the things that will make you be able to walk in the door, answer the phone, send the email, put the proposal together that will set you apart in the marketplace and make sure that you are ready to be the best paymentpreneur and point of sale sales professional that you can possibly be. So in 2026, our dream is simply this. And I just see RIP. I appreciate that, Andrew Laka. Thank you for watching. For those, apparently I can't add it to my screen here. I'm not sure why. So I was trying to get it, but it's apparently falling behind. But he says RIP Matt P. The beauty of this is, and this is what we love. We're celebrating Matt Proctor has gone to Quick POS, and it's like the perfect opportunity for him and for us, because we're going to grow and deepen that relationship and grow what we've been able to do and already do. And it's going to improve what Quick does and improve what we do and make us even more successful in that area of hospitality. And then they're breaking into the retail. And as we do inspiration and trainings over the next year and really the next 3 quarters where I'm focusing on, then I have an idea for our 4th quarter. We'll see how this all goes, as I haven't even come up with a name. Because one of the things I would love, if you're watching this, and I've already gone longer than I wanted to on this, I want 2 things. One, I need people to interview that are selling point of sale for this POS Unnamed show. And number 2, help me name the show. If you have an idea, I'm going to offer, if I choose your name, 1, I will give you credit multiple times throughout the year for helping us name the name. If you have an idea of what a POS show should be named and be a weekly show on here on YouTube, and if you do name it, if I choose your name and you email it to me at nate@payprotec.com, I will absolutely, let's say, give you a $300 Amazon gift card. Does that work? I don't know. I'm looking for some ideas. I have a couple. We'll see what we go with. We're going to work together. And by next Thursday, when we do our first interview with Alicia Gellis from Northwest Payment Brokers for the year 2026, we are going to launch that new name. So it is different format, where POS Uncensored is kind of gone today, but all the archives are going to be there. You're going to still see clips on our Instagram and Facebook and all those places. You're still going to be able to go back and watch our interviews with all the great POS execs and the multiple partner interviews we did in the last 2 quarters. And so I think we have 8 partner interviews, and we did interviews with every executive, either the CEO or one of the top executives at every POS this past year. We've done all kinds of really good content. That content's still going to stay here on our YouTube channel. But what I hope is this coming year, we're going to really stay focused on POS and telling the stories of our successes and learning from our failures and continuing to help our partners grow. So on behalf of PayProTec and POS Uncensored, this is our last episode. It's kind of sad. I created the name POS Uncensored in 2018. We launched really in those 2018, 2019, we did only audio. Then in 2022, we started pulling video together, and we've done a lot of episodes of this together. And I was looking, my guess is somewhere around 5,000 or 6,000 people have watched this. And this is a very niche it's just us talking about how to sell point of sale to businesses across the United States and how to be that in the ISO market that we live in. And I'm thankful that we've been able to do that. But now it's time for something new. Time to get excited about what the new opportunities that we're going to see. And so email me 2 things. 1, if you're interested in being interviewed or you know someone that we should interview. And number 2, what should I name this show? It's no longer POS Uncensored. The Unnamed POS show will be back at 1:30 Eastern Time next Thursday. And we'll have our great interview with Alicia Gellis from Northwest Payment Brokers. We want to, and we have several more coming up on that. The other thing I want to highlight is if you're going to be in Boston, look for an email for NEAA February 3rd and 4th. On February, we're going to be doing that Wednesday night. We're going to be doing a dinner after the show floor closes for PayProTec partners and related family members. We're going to be heading out to some of the oldest restaurants and best restaurants in the history of the United States to have some fun for a couple hours, and we want you to join us. So you can also email me if you want to do that, but you also look for an email. We're going to put that out to the whole group starting early next week. That'll be that Wednesday, February 3rd. So thank you so much for watching today as we close the book on POS Uncensored and launch into telling the stories of our partners as how they are seeing success and growth and sometimes failures, and how we can learn together, selling point of sale and growing our business and making opportunities for paymentpreneurs like yourself to have more impact, more profit, and more opportunity in 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the POS Uncensored family. And please email me. I can't wait to see some of those emails. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys later.